Hey guys, welcome back to episode 266 of the Bry-Fy podcast. If you guys have been watching my videos up until now, we have been talking about Jonathan Hickman's Avengers run leading up to Secret Wars, and we learned that that gives us no clue as to why any of this is happening, no answers whatsoever. We do get a feeling of all the players involved, but that's about it, and I wanted more than that. I wanted more information because I want to know what caused Secret Wars, which I really enjoyed the Secret Wars event. So now we're going all the way back through, this time with the New Avengers. And so this review is kind of picking up with New Avengers number 1 by Jonathan Hickman all the way up to number 13 for this video. But don't worry, we're not going like issue by issue review like that. We're going to do just kind of like a broad super review. So sit back, relax, and let's kick it off with the New Avengers by Jonathan Hickman. Art by Steve Epting. He did a few issues, and then Mike Diodato stepped in to, I guess, finish the series, or at least up to issue 13 where I'm at, which finishes off Infinity War. I decided to stop after Infinity War with this group, so that way you guys know where we're at with everything. Of course, we'll be having some video right here for you to enjoy the review and just kind of get an overview. It never lines up to what I'm saying. It's just there for you to look at because you don't want to, look at this. I don't want you to look at this. In fact, if I could, I would review everything very, very far away from the video. Anyways, guys, so let's just kind of kick things off. The New Avengers focuses around a new Avengers team. Wow, funny name. But the team is called the Illuminati. It's set up by Black Bolt, Captain America, Stephen Strange, Iron Man, who else is in it? Reed Richards. I'm going through. Namor is part of it. Professor X, until he died, was a part of it. And then Black Panther, who didn't want to be a part of it at first, ends up being a part of it. And then, of course, Hank McCoy is brought in as Professor X's replacement. And that all happens throughout this story, And so, like I said, at first, Black Bolt wants no part of the Illuminati. He's like, no, this is too much power for one group of men to wield. We should not decide what happens to the entire world. We who gives us that right? Who gives us that power? I will have no part of this. He goes back to Wakanda and witnesses an incursion happen firsthand there in Wakanda, loses a few of his people, freaks out, finds this woman there called the Black Swan who blows up that earth and is like, hey, I'm here to help you. So immediately he takes her back to the Illuminati, is like, all right, this team is a great idea and we need to get this done. Everyone in the Illuminati looks at Black Swan and says, you know what we need to do with you? You're offering the help. We've seen you blow up an earth before. You can save everything. We are going to imprison you because, one, we are a powerful group of men and you are a woman, and we know what that means in this day and age. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. But it's kind of funny, But it's like, I don't know. They just immediately imprison her because they don't trust her. But then again, throughout the whole series, they don't trust each other as well, especially between Black Panther and Namor. In fact, through this entire series, Atlantis and Wakanda are like at war with each other. So like somehow they just, they get along because I guess it's the lesser of two evils. I don't know. And I guess that's like how everything in this story is supposed to build up as, well, it's the lesser of two evils. We either kill this Earth that's going to incursion on us, or we let our people die and our entire universe. So let's wipe out other universes instead of our own. And that's kind of what the whole New Avengers thing is. It's dealing with the incursions. It's trying to figure out why everything is happening. And it's also just, to have heroes mad at each other because Civil War! That kind of weird crap that keeps happening. Excuse me. I'm a little bit sick. So you will hear and a little bit of and maybe a few. No spitting. I do not spit. Rephrase, please. Anyways, guys. So the Illuminati decides to proceed with the whole clearly the option is to blow up every Earth that tries to incursion into our universe. Because that saves our universe, and let's face it, the 616 is the most important universe in the Marvel Universe. We got a job to do. But, of course, little Boy Scout Steve Rogers is like, no, we will not be killing, we will not be doing anything bad, although we take the name the Illuminati, which kind of just, has negative connotations anyway. So he comes up with a great plan to use the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Gems or stones, whatever you want to call them, to infinity the Earth away, where no one dies, nothing bad has to happen, there's no blood on anyone's hands, and it works perfectly. The glove does its thing. He's just like, hoo-ah! Earth, the incursion Earth, whatever you want to call it, goes away. No one dies. Everything's fine until the Infinity Gauntlet and the gems just all explode. They just completely disintegrate because that was something I guess you couldn't do because the fate of the multiverses outweighs the power of the Infinity Gauntlet. And I guess that's just how it goes. I don't know. Everyone's pissed off again. So everyone's like, you know what? Maybe having Captain America around is not such a great idea because, he's kind of like the essence of good and we're going to be doing a lot of shady shit in this series. So he's got to go. So they mind wipe Steve Rogers, send him on his way, and let's get back to some world destroying. So they get a bunch of different things that are going on where, over time they figure out how to predict when an incursion's about to happen, and the incursion's about to happen. They get set up to do something to take care of the incursion, but then something else happens. Like, the next one that comes, it's like that universe's Galactus is eating that Earth and explodes the Earth. They don't have to do anything, but they bring another passenger along and immediately imprison him along with Black Swan, who's still in there like, I can help you. You just have to be willing to do really, really bad things. And I'm not here to mess with you. I'm here to help. Like, let me help. That's all I want to do is help. Just because I'm white-skinned, white-haired, and a lady doesn't mean I can't help. Please, help. That's kind of what she does the whole time and scolds them like little children. Because that's basically what they are. They're trying to handle this solution, but they're fumbling about. They're doing a really terrible job of it. And luckily, they have not yet had to actually do anything. Everything just keeps being done for them. At another point, another world comes, but instead of being red, like all the other ones have been, it's blue. And this is significant because it means that this world is taken over by map makers. It's actually a dead Earth already, and it's these multi-dimensional beings that are on it trying to spread to other multiverses. That's their whole spiel, I guess. And this one happens in Latveria with Doctor Doom, so he's pissed because he knows something's up. Reed Richards isn't telling him what's happening. And then that other blue planet gets destroyed by the builders of that multiverse. And the builders, if you know from the Infinity event that's happening in the regular Avengers storyline, they play a pretty big deal in that. They're kind of like gods in a way in what they can do. And they kind of give a little bit, I wouldn't say complete backstory, and Black Swan does as well give a little bit of backstory, but it still doesn't really explain everything. For the Black Swan, she's just like, well, there's these, like, this deity, this god, or this really high power that demands sacrifice, and that's why this is all happening. And there's these other groups of people that are either assisting or fighting against it, and this is how they've all failed or succeeded in destroying Earths. And the builders talk about how they could travel between the multiverses, like the space in between. Now they can't because something was destroyed by some unforeseen force, and they're kind of just trying to survive as well and make sure universes survive, because a whole universe dies if the incursion happens. But if they blow up the Earth, destroy the Earth, then the universe is saved. And Black Swan makes reference that some multiverses chose to just evacuate everyone off Earth and destroy the Earth, and that fixed everything. So why not? It's a coward's way, but it's a way. Which, to me, I must be the biggest coward because I feel like that's the smartest decision. You have the technology, grab everyone on Earth, get them the hell out of Dodge, you can go live on any one of the great places throughout the Marvel Universe, and everything's fine. In fact, I think there's like a second Earth or Earth-like place out there. Just send them there. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. Multiverse is saved. Thanks to running away. I don't know. It's crazy stuff like that. So, wow, I kind of just glossed over a lot of my notes right there. But I mean, it's essentially what just happens through the whole thing. So then you have, of course, the Infinity event that's happening. Thanos comes into town, wrecks a lot of shit. Illuminati gets sidetracked for a little bit, trying to help out with the Inhumans, and protecting the Earth from Thanos. Then another incursion happens, so you know they got to go deal with that crap. Of course, once again, the day is saved thanks to someone else other than the Illuminati, who really just sit around and bicker the whole time. At one point, Wakanda destroys Atlantis because they're tired of their bullshit. Namor gets tired of Wakanda's bullshit and sends Thanos and his army after Wakanda. They do, you know, they do their thing and destroy Wakanda I think they pretty much. I know Wakanda survives. I lied. Wakanda survives, but heavy losses have ensued because of that. And of course, that makes Black Panther's relationship with his people somewhat suspect. And it just goes really, really terribly because, of course, Black Panther chooses the Illuminati over everything else because that's kind of like the pact that they've all made. The Illuminati above all else. So Black Panther sacrifices his relationship with his people so that he can stay in the Illuminati and help the bigger issue here. Because let's face it, a kingdom does not outweigh a universe. And that's kind of, I guess, how he sees it as well. Honestly, though, I've talked enough about Infinity. You can go check out my other video where we review Infinity for all the nitty-gritty details of all that. And honestly, the ending of it doesn't really affect the Illuminati all that much. Basically, by the end of issue 13, Black Swan says, hey, you know, pat yourself on the back. You guys think you've been doing really good. You haven't done anything. You haven't actually had to kill a planet with living people on it or fought against anyone trying to actively kill your planet as well. I mean, everything's child's play up until now. Like, everything has just been easy street, a cakewalk for you up until, like, when the real shit hits the fan. And you're going to need me for when the real shit hits the fan. And, of course, they still... Or no, I think they finally release her at this point. They're like, you know what? You might be on to something. And I just kind of don't care anymore. And that's kind of how they view it. And so that's kind of the very abridged version of what's going on with the new Avengers, the Illuminati. It's fun. I like this a lot more than reading the Avengers run because it feels more contained. It feels a little more easier to follow, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I'm a dumb reader, guys. As far as I'm concerned, though, I'm really enjoying the new Avengers. I like the book. It's fun. Artwork is great. Mike Deodato does a great job. Stephen Epting, I can't say his name. Epting. I like his artwork in the beginning, but I think I prefer Mike Deodato's work. I like just the darkness of what Deodato does and how he portrays characters. It's really cool to me. Overall, story's great, though. Enjoying it. Like I said, it's more self-contained, which makes it an easier read for me because, of course, like I've stated before, I'm a dumb reader. Anyways, go check it out, especially if you're interested in the incursion stuff and the events leading up to Secret Wars. I feel like it does give you a little bit more. I still haven't found that perfect answer I'm looking for, but maybe there isn't one. Maybe it's just, you know, whispers and shadows the whole way, and you get an idea, but you never know concretely why all this happened. Maybe you do. I don't know. I'm choosing not to Google any of this. I'm choosing trying to solve it for myself, and that is failing me miserably. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you want more of the Bry-Fy podcast, you can go to Podbean or bryfypodcast.podbean.com to get the rest of the podcast episode 266, where we continue with the nifty nerd news. Other than that, if you're still watching on YouTube, bah. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. And now with the nifty nerd news.